Hey guys, it's exciting. Welcome back to another episode of Doki Doki Literature Club. In the last episode, we were preparing for the school festival, and Sayuri, she was really under the weather. Like, she was really sad. We found out that she really loved us so bad that she would off herself, which she literally did. For some reason, I think it's this girl here. She's the one who's behind all this. That's what I'm thinking, because she just been acting really, really suspicious. And I just think it's her, because she just talks funny and comes to class late or comes to the club late. It's just, I don't know. But it's like, for some reason, she offed herself after we told her that we love her and we'll always be there for her. She don't have to do anything crazy like that. And for some reason, again, she offed herself because the game just wants to fuck your choices over. Just like The Walking Dead or Batman. So, without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and get right into the game. Oh, and I know I keep saying that like right before I'm getting ready to say something else, but warning, I will be stuttering and stammering a lot because I have a speech impediment. So if you hear me stuttering, like, I can't really talk right. It's not that I cannot read, it's just my speech impediment fucking me over. But anyway, you've been warned. If you're not into hearing me stutter a lot, then please click off the video. Don't go in the comment section. It's like, you just literally stutter a lot. You need to just stop it. Like, bruh, I know I'm trying to do the best I can, but I just ask that you bear with me. So, without further ado, let's get right into the game. What? I see an annoying girl running towards me from the distance, waving her arms in the air like she's totally oblivious to any attention she might draw to herself. This girl is my neighbor and good friend since we were children. You know, the kind of friend you never seen yourself making to date, but it just kind of works out because you've known each other for so long. We used to walk to school together on days like this, but starting around high school, she would oversleep and more frequently, and I get tired of waiting up. But if she's going to chase after me like this, I almost feel better off running away. However, I just sigh and idle in front of the crosswalk and let blah 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 catch up to me. What the fuck? What, bro? What? Huh? What the fuck? It's an ordinary school day like any other. Mornings are usually the worst, being surrounded by couples and friend groups walking to school together. Meanwhile, I always walk to school alone. I always tell myself it's about time I met some girls, or I meet some girls or something like that. But I have no motivation to join any clubs. I'm perfectly content just getting by on the average while spending my free time on games and anime. There's always the anime club, but it's not like there would be any girls in it anyway. The school day is as ordinary as ever, and it's over before I know it. After I pack up my things, I stare blankly at the wall looking for an ounce of motivation. Clubs. There really aren't any that interest me. Besides, most of them will probably be way too demanding for me to want to deal with. I guess I have no choice to start with the anime club. Toby. What the fuck? See, I'm telling you, Monika doing something. It's Monika or Yuri. Because they're mad because I didn't pick them. Well, I did pick Monika, I don't know why she's mad at me. Monika. Oh my goodness, I totally didn't expect you to see. I didn't expect to see you here. It's been a while, right? Ah, yeah, it has. Monika smiled sweetly. We don't know each other well. We rarely talk, but we were in the same class last year. Monika was probably the most popular girl in class. Smart, beautiful, athletic. Basically, completely out my league. So having her smile at me genuinely feels a little... What did you come in here for anyway? Oh, I've just been looking for some supplies to use for my club. Do you know if there's any construction paper in here? Or markers? I guess you could check the closet. You're in a debate club, right? About that. I actually quit the debate club. Really? You quit? Yeah. To be honest, I can't stand of all the politics around the major clubs. It feels like nothing but arguing about the budget and publicity and how to prepare for events. I'd rather take something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it. In that case, what club did you decide to join? Actually, I'm starting a new one. A literature club. Literature? That sounds a kind of dull. How many members do you have so far? It's kind of embarrassing, but there are only 3 of us so far. It's really hard to find new members for something that sounds so boring. Well, I can see that. It's really not boring at all, you know. Literature can be anything reading, writing, poetry. One of my members even keeps her manga collection in the club room. Wait, really? Yeah, it's funny, right? She always insists that manga is literature too. She's not wrong, I guess. And besides, a member is a member, right? Did Monika say she? Hey, Toby. By any chance, are you still looking for a club to join? I guess so, but in that case, is there any chance you could do me a big favor? I won't ask you to join, but if you could at least visit my club, it would make me very happy. Please? Well, I guess I have no other reason to refuse. Besides, how could I ever refuse somebody like Monika? Sure, I guess I could check it out. Awesome. You're really sweet, Toby. You know that? It's nothing, really. Shall we go then? I'll look for the materials another time. You're more important. And thus, today marks the day I sold my soul to Monika and her irresistible smile. I timidly followed Monika across the school and upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit, being generally used for third-year classes and activities. Monika, full of energy, swings open the classroom door. I'm back. I brought a guest with me. Yeah? What the fuck, bro? What's going on? A guest? Seriously? You brought a boy? Way to kill the atmosphere. Don't be mean, Natsuki. But anyway, welcome to the club, Toby. All words escape me in this situation. This club is full of incredibly cute girls. So let me guess. You're Monika's boyfriend, right? What? No, I'm not. Natsuki. The girl with the sour attitude whose name is apparently Natsuki, the one I don't recognize. Her small figure makes me think she's probably a first year. Anyway, this is Natsuki, energetic as usual. And this is Yuri, the vice president. No, Sayuri was a vice president. It's nice to meet you. Yuri, who appears comparatively more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with somebody like Natsuki. Just say she's the fine one, damn. Yeah, it's nice to meet both of you. So I ran into Toby in the classroom and he decided to come check out the club. Hold on, let me fix my mic. Okay. Okay, there we go. Isn't that great? Wait, Monika, didn't I tell you to let me know in advance before you brought anyone new? I was going to, well, sorry. I didn't forget that, but I just happened to run into him. In that case, I should at least make some tea, right? Yeah, that would be great. Why don't you come sit down, Toby? The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. Yuri walks to the corner of the room and opens the closet. Meanwhile, Monika and Natsuki sits across from each other. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Monika. So, I know you didn't really plan on coming here, but we'll make sure you feel right at home, right? Okay? As president of the literature club, it's my duty to make the club and fun and exciting for everyone. I'm surprised there aren't more people in the club yet. It must be hard to start a new club. You could put it that way. Not many people are very interested in putting out all the effort to start something brand new. Especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention, like literature. You have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile. But it makes school events like the festival that much more important. I'm confident that we can all really grow in this club before we can graduate. Right, Natsuki? Well, I guess. Natsuki reluctantly agreed. Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Monika must have really worked hard just to find these two. They really just cutting out Sayuri. Yuri returns to the table carrying a tea set. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot in the middle. You keep a whole tea set in the classroom. Don't worry, the teachers gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? Ah, I guess. Don't let yourself get intimidated. You're just trying to impress you. That's not insultedly, or he looks away. I mean, I meant that, I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but at least I enjoy tea. But I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. So Toby, what kind of things do you like to read? Considering how little I read these past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. Manga? I mutter quietly to myself, half joking. Natsuki head suddenly perks up. It looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet. Not much of a reader, I guess. Well, that can change. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Anyway, what about you, Yuri? Well, let's see. Yuri traces the rim in front of her teacup with her finger. My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. And telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seemed so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious by the way her eyes lit up. I said this before, light up, that she finds her comfort in the world of books, not people. But I like a lot of things. Stories with deep psychological elements usually immerse me as well. Isn't it amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you off for a loop? Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately. I read horror. I read a horror book once. I desperately grasped something I could relate to at the minimal level. At this rate, Yuri might as well have a conversation with a rock. I expect that from you, Yuri. It suits you personally. Oh, is that so? Really, if a story makes me think or takes me to another world, then I can't put it down. Surreal horror is very successful at changing the way you look at the world, if only for a brief moment. I hate horror. Oh, why is that? Well, Natsuki's eyes dart over to me for a split second. Never mind. That's right, you usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki? What? What gives you that idea? You left a piece of scrap paper behind last club meeting. It looked like you were working on a poem called "Don't Say It Out Loud" and give that back. Fine. Natsuki, you write your own poems. Well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care? I think that's impressive. Why don't you share them sometime? No. Natsuki averted her eyes. You wouldn't like them. Not a very confident writer yet. I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart. Do you have writing experience too, Yuri? Maybe if you share some of your work, you could set an example and help Natsuki feel comfortable enough to share hers. I guess it's the same for Yuri. We all sit in silence for a moment. Hey, I just got an idea. How about this? Natsuki and Yuri look quizzically Monika. Let's all go home and write a poem of our own. Then next time we meet, we'll all share them with each other. That way, everyone is even. I thought it was a good idea. Well, I think you're right, Monika. We should probably start finding activities for all of us who participate in together. I decided to take on the responsibility of vice president after all. I need to do my best to nurture the club as well as the members. Besides, now that we have a new member, it seems like a good step for us to take. Do you agree as well, Toby? Hold on, there's still one problem. Yeah, literally one problem. You don't have Sayuri. Yeah, what's that? Now that we reached the most important topic, I bluntly come forth with what's been on my mind the entire time. I never said I would join this club. Monika may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made any decision. I still have other clubs to look at, and I lose my train of thought. All three girls stare back at me with dejected eyes. But I'm sorry, I thought. Yeah? The girls exchange glances before Monika turns back at me. I guess I need to tell you the truth, Toby. The thing is, we don't have enough members yet to form an official club. We need 4, and I've been trying really hard to find new members. And if we don't find one before this festival, I'm defenseless against these girls. How am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when it's like this? I will feel terrible for letting everyone down in this situation. And besides, the club itself seems pretty relaxed. So writing poems is the price I need to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls. Right. Okay, I've decided then. I'll join the literature club. One by one, the girls' eyes light up. Oh my god. Oh my goodness, really? Do you really mean that, Toby? Yeah. It could be fun, right? You really did scare me for a moment. If you really just left us all left after all this, I would be super pissed. Not like I fucking care. Toby, I'm so happy. We can become an official club now. Thank you so much for this. You're really amazing. I'll do everything I can to give you a great time, okay? Thanks, I guess. What, you gonna give me a lap dance? Okay, everyone. I think that we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone remember tonight's assignment. Write a poem to bring up the next meeting so we can all share. Monika looks over it once more. Toby, I look forward to seeing how you express yourself. Yeah. Bruh, you know she gets turned on every 5 seconds. That's why she's sticking her ass out. Bruh, she gets turned on every time she see me. Yeah. Can I really impress the class star with Monica with my mediocre writing skills? I already feel the anxiety welling up inside of me. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit-chat as Yuri cleans up the tea set. I guess I'll be on my way then. Okay. I'll see you tomorrow then. I can't wait. With that, I depart the club room and make my way home. The whole way, my mind wanders back and forth between the 3 girls. Natsuki, Yuri, and of course Monika. Will I really be happy spending every day after school in a literature club? Perhaps I have a chance to grow closer to one of these girls. Alright, I'll just need to make the most of my circumstances, and I'm sure good fortune will find me. I guess that starts with writing a poem tonight. You have unlocked the special poem. Would you like to read it? Okay. I can't convince myself to go to therapy when I'm happiest I've ever been. I'd rather keep this up until I blow my cover and someone takes me to the emergency room. What? This is Sayuri? Okay. Now we just got Natsuki and Yuri, so I guess we'll go with Natsuki. Cheeks. Dance. Valentine. Influential. No, that's not. Yuri. Joy. Wait, Yuri? Holiday. No. Doki Doki. Marshmallow. Agonizing. Love. Vanilla. Fireflies. Loud. Rainbow. Kawaii. Lollipop. Heartbeat. Anime. Email. Games. Hop. Should get Natsuki this time. Hi again, Toby. Glad to see you didn't run away on us. Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but at least I keep my word. Well, I'm back at the literature club. I was the last one to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Yuri, I saw that. Thanks for keeping your promise, Toby. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you. Making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it. Oh, what the bro? Oh, come on, like he deserves any slack. You already have to be dragged here by Monika. I don't know if you plan to just come here and hang out or what. That's exactly the plan, Natsuki. You're too fucking... you're 2 or 3 episodes late. But if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it. Hey Monika, do you mind moving the out the way? That would be nice. Hey, you, get out the way. Natsuki and... Oh boy. Natsuki, you certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps their manga collection in the club room. Natsuki finds herself stuck in between saying Monika and manga. Manga is literature. Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back in her seat. I'm sorry, Toby. We'll make sure to put your comfort first, okay? Yuri shoots Natsuki with a disappointed glance. Anyway, now that you're in the club and all, Perhaps you might have interest in picking up a book to read. I can't read. Perhaps you might. Oh, wait, I'm about to read it again. Well, I can't really say no either way. Like you said, I'm in this club now, so it only feels right for me to do something like that if you ask. Well, wait, I didn't mean it like that. Ooh, if you don't really want to, then forget what I said. I mean, forget I said anything, I guess. No, that's not that, Yuri. I want to try to be part of this club. So even if I don't read often, I'd be happy to pick up a book if you wanted me to. Are you sure? I've just felt like, well, as vice president and all, that I should help you get started on something you might like. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. Bruh, she just give me these Kakashi vibes. Like, you know how Kakashi always pulls out a book and shit? Reading it and beating people's ass at the same time. He does that. Yeah. I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention, even if you don't usually read. And we could, discuss it if you wanted. If this is, how is this girl accidentally being so cute? She even picked out a book she thinks I'll like, despite me not reading much. And I noticed the background is tilted. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. Enthusiastically, I take the book. Phew. Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. Now that everyone's settled in, I expect Monika to kick off some scheduled activities for this club. But that doesn't seem to be the case. Yuri's face is already buried in the book. I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet. I hear Natsuki utter an exasperated sigh from the closet. She seems to be annoyed by something. I approach her in case she needs a hand. You looking for something in there? Fucking Monika. She never puts my stuff in the back in the right spot. What's the point of keeping your collection organized and something else is just going to mess it up? Natsuki slides a bunch of stacked books and boxes across the shelf. Manga. You read manga, right? Sometimes. Manga is one of the best things where you can't admit you're really into it until you figure out something. You figure out where the other person stands. How do you know, anyway? I heard you bring it up at some point. Besides, it's kind of written on your face. What's that supposed to mean? I see. There's a lone volume, a manga amidst a stack of various books on the side of one of these shelves. Curious, I pull it out the stack. There it is. Natsuki snatches it out of my hand. She turns to a box of mangas and slips the volume right into the middle of the rest. Much better. Seeing a box with one book. Fuck, man. Me and my reading. Seeing a box set with one book missing is probably the most irritating sight in the world. I know that feel. I get a closer look at the box she set. I get a closer look at the box set she's admiring. Fuck, bro. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. Tell you, it's not that I can't read. It's just my fucking speech impediment. Parfait, girls. It's a series I never heard of in my life. That probably means it's either way out of my demographic or it's simply terrible. If you're gonna judge, you can go do it through the glass on that door. She points to the classroom door. Hey, I wasn't judging anything. I didn't even say anything. I was the one. It was the tone of your voice. But I tell you one thing, Toby. Consider this a lesson. Don't judge a book by its cover. That's what I'm probably thinking she's saying. In fact, Natsuki pulls out the first volume Parfait Girls from the box. I'm going to show you exactly why. She shoves the book right into my hands. Ah, I stare at the cover. It features four girls in colorful attire striking animated feminine poses. It's exceedingly Mo. Don't just stand there. What? Natsuki grabs my arm and pulls me out of the closet. She then takes a seat against the wall beneath the windowsills. She pats on the ground next to her, signaling me to sit there. Wouldn't chairs be more comfortable? I take my seat. Chairs wouldn't work. We can't read at the same time like that. Yeah, why's that? I guess it's easier to be close together like this. Don't just say that. You'll make me feel weird about it. Natsuki crosses her arm and scooches an inch away from me. Sorry. I didn't exactly expect to be sitting this close to her either. Not that I could say it's a particularly bad thing. I open the book. It's only a few seconds before Natsuki once again inches closer, reclaiming the additional space while she hopes I won't notice. I can feel her peering over my shoulder, much more eager to begin reading than I am. Wow, how long has it been since I read the beginning? You don't go back and flip through the older volumes every now and then? Not really. Maybe sometimes after I already finished the series. Hey, are you paying attention? I am, but nothing's really happened yet, so I can talk at the same time. It looks like it's about a bunch of friends in high school. Typical slice of life affair. It kind of grew out of these, since it's rare for the writing to be entertaining enough to make up for the lack of plot. Are you sure this isn't boring you? It's not. Even though you're just watching me read, well, I'm fine with that. If you say so. I guess it's fun sharing something you like with someone else. I always get excited when I convince any of my friends to pick up a series I enjoy. You know what I mean? Huh? You don't know. That's not... Well, I wouldn't really know. What do you mean? Don't you share your manga with your friends? Could you not rub it in? Jeez. Ah, sorry. Like I could ever get my friends to read this. They just think manga is for kids. Bruh, I'm telling you, bruh, people always be saying that. Oh, manga and anime is for kids. Like, bruh, you act like you haven't seen a fucking kid show in your life when you were a kid. Like, damn. Just because you're an adult and you watch SpongeBob or you watch like Dragon Ball Z and shit like that, bruh, that doesn't fucking make you any less of a person. Damn, it's just you enjoy still watching it. Or you enjoy watching a manga or anime series. Bruh. Hate people say that. I can't even bring it up without them being all like, you still haven't grown out of that yet? Makes me want to punch them in the face. Dead ass, bruh. It's like, shut the fuck up. Go watch what you want to watch. Damn. Damn, always gotta tell me what I can or can't watch. What I should or shouldn't watch, bruh. People talk about you watching anime with dead ass will watch fucking reality TV shows. Like, bruh, watching fake ass shit. But they'll fucking talk about you watching anime. That's what I hate. I know those kinds of people. Honestly, it takes a lot of effort. It takes a lot of effort to Honestly, it takes a lot of effort to find friends who don't judge, much less friends who are also into it. Bro, I'm telling you, I can relate to this. I'm already kind of a loser, so I guess I gravitated toward the other losers over time. But it's probably harder for someone like you. Yeah, that's probably accurate. Wait, which part? I mean, I feel like I can't even keep it in my own room. My dad would beat the shit out of me if he found this. Whoa, that's crazy. That is fucking crazy. At least it's safe here in the club room. Kept Monica's kind of a jerk about it. I just can't win, can I? Well, it paid off in the end, didn't it? I mean, here I am reading it. Well, it's not like that solves any of my problems. Maybe. But at least you're enjoying yourself, right? Yeah. Geez, that's enough. Are you gonna keep reading or what? Yeah. I flipped the page. Okay. Time passes. Natsuki is strangely quiet now. I glance over at her. She's sleepy. It looks like she started to fall asleep. Hey, Natsuki. Yeah. Suddenly, Natsuki collapses straight into me. Hey. Okay. Oh, geez. Natsuki, are you okay? No, she just had a mental breakdown. She's sitting here cussing me out, even though I couldn't read what she was saying. Here. Monika reaches into her bag and pulls out some kind of protein bar. She throws it in Natsuki's direction. Damn, she needs a Snicker bar. Natsuki's eyes suddenly light up again. She snatches the bar from the floor and immediately tears off the wrapper. I told you not to give. She doesn't even finish her sentence before stuffing it into her mouth. Don't worry, Toby. She's fine. It just happens every now and then. That's why I always keep a snack in my bag for her. Anyway, why don't we all share poems now? Okay. Natsuki first. I told Natsuki I was interested in her poems yesterday. It's probably only fair if I share mine with her first. Huh? Okay, well, let's start with the things I don't like.
You really don't like that?
You, Google. Damn, I didn't even say okay, Google. I didn't say nothing. Damn, it just came up again. My phone be... Bruh. Okay. I didn't even say anything. I'm not even gonna say this word here, because my phone just gets trigger happy every time it hears it. Well, let's start with the things I don't like. First of all, Natsuki rereads my poem, sorry. Never mind. I don't feel like giving you my opinion. Then what's the point of sharing in the first place? I wrote this when I could have been doing other things. Ooh. In fact, remember how I said I wanted to read your poems? That's what I had in mind when writing this. I want to help you feel comfortable enough to share yours. Like Monika said. Well, I would be more comfortable sharing my poem if it was really bad. You were supposed to show me some dumb poem and make me go, ha. Well, it's not that great, but let me show you what real literature looks like. And you went and ruined it. I hope you're happy. So in other words, you're saying you liked it. Natsuki retort gets caught in her throat. Oh, you're so fucking... You bitch ass dickhead. You just don't understand anything, do you? Fucking shit, why? I already told you that you don't have to go announcing it to the world like you're all self-important. You bitch. Pretty sure you never actually said that. I say that mostly to myself. Natsuki really must hate me or something. I can't figure out if it's a win or loss that she liked my poem. In any case, you still need to show me yours, right? Grr, fine, I guess. Only because Monika will make me if I don't. Eagles can fly. This poem is shitty. Monkey can... My stunner gets in the way. I read this before in the first episode, so we don't really need to reread that. Told you that we weren't going to like it. Like it? What? Just be honest. I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it? Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff. Hey, we've been through this. So people don't even have to take my writing seriously. I'm sorry, so people don't even take my writing seriously. Okay, we've been through this in the first episode. I don't know. I ain't gonna skip because we might miss something. But isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid. Yes, exactly. I like when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard. Like in this poem. Seeing everyone around you do great things can really be disheartening. So I decided to write about it. Yeah, I understand. But the other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Wordplay. Like a setup for a rhyme at the end, but then it made it fall flat on its purpose. It helps bring out the feeling in the last line. So you did, I guess, more went into it than I realized. That's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, didn't you? Yeah, guess not. I decided to humor her with the last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, but Natsuki is feeling proud that I won't take that away from her. Okay, Yuri. I'm not going to read the poems because we already been through it. I just want to get to the true ending. Okay. Yuri stares at the poem. Said this again. I said this on the first episode. I still didn't get it right. A minute passes. More than enough time for her to finish reading. Oh, sorry. I forgot to start speaking. It's fine. Don't force yourself. I'm not. I just need to put my thoughts into words. Hold on. Okay. This is your first time writing a poem, right? Yeah. Why do you ask? I'm just making sure. I guess that it might be after reading through it. Ah, so it's that bad. No. Did I just raise my voice? I'm so sorry. Yuri buries her face in her hands. I couldn't help but notice that it's been several minutes that we really haven't gotten anywhere. It might take Yuri a while to get used to new people. It's fine, I didn't really notice. What were you saying? Right, it's just that there were, okay, let me read this. It's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. I haven't been through that myself. I kind of learned to pick it up. I learned to pick up on them. I think the most noticeable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make it their style very deliberate. Ignore I said it, okay? In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they form fit the two together. The end result is that both the style and the expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammer is completely gone, and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little biased though. Yeah, we see that. Biased how? How is Natsuki biased? She criticizes almost every fucking thing you say. Well, never mind Yuri. It's easy, mate. You could just tell him. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry. It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri's apologizing to herself, to me, or Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I love to share my thought process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamily as if that's a rare opportunity for her, which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Ghost in the Light, The Tendrils. Nah, I read this. I'm sorry I have such terrible handwriting. What? I wasn't thinking that at all. But you took a long time to read. Ah. Okay, guys, I'm gonna skip to where the main point is because this is all just going back to the first episode. So I'm gonna see you guys there. What's with this language? Yeah? Did you say something? Oh, it's nothing. Okay. Natsuki just called Yuri a edgy, you know what. So it says and Natsuki just got mad and the screen started shaking. Edgy? Sorry that my lifestyle is too much for someone of your mental age to comprehend. See? Just saying that proved my point. Most people learn to get over themselves after they graduate middle school, you know? If you want to prove anything, then stop harassing others with your sickening attitude. You think you can counterbalance your toxic personality just by dressing and acting cute? The only cute thing about you is how hard you try. Whoa, be careful, you might cut yourself on that edge, Yuri. Oh, my bad. You already do, don't you? Did you just accuse me of cutting myself? What the f is wrong with your head? Yeah, go on. Let Toby hear everything you really think. I'm sure he'll be head over heels for you after this. Suddenly Yuri turns towards me as if she just noticed I was standing here. Toby, she's just trying to make me look bad. That's not true. She started it. How did I? Natsuki. What the f? Natsuki. Yuri, okay? Natsuki. Monika. Hey, Monika, get out the screen. Hey, I was making a choice. I was picking Natsuki. Hey, Toby, why don't we step outside for a little bit? Okay? Sorry about that. They really shouldn't have tried to get you involved. It's probably better for us to stay out of this. We'll go back inside once they're done yelling. Aha. See, Monica's up to something. She just looks suspicious as hell. She sounds suspicious too. Some president I am, right? Exactly. You should be trying to defuse the situation, but no, you're just sitting here. Oh, just come out here and let them fight. I can't even confront my own club members properly. I just wish I was able to be a little more assertive sometimes. But I never have it in me to put my foot down against others. Bruh, you are not a club member. Bruh, you are a fraud. You understand, right? Anyway, if this makes you want to spend less time with others, then that's fine. I'd be happy to spend time with you instead. See, I know she's up to something. I think she's putting this all in the fucking... I think she's setting this all up. Suddenly, Natsuki runs out of the classroom. Damn. Yuri really roasted Natsuki. Damn, bro, she crying. What'd you say, Yuri? Damn. She quickly runs away. Oh dear. Well, it looks like they're done. I didn't mean it. Yuri is rocking back and forth in her desk with her palms on her forehead. Yuri, I didn't mean it. I believe you. I have no idea what Yuri might have said to Natsuki. Nah, she roasted her. She roasted Natsuki, bruh. Natsuki came out there in tears. What did you say, bruh? Now I'm curious to see what you actually said. Toby, please don't hate me. Please. I'm not like this. There's something wrong with me today. It's fine, Yuri. We know you didn't mean it. Besides, I'm sure Natsuki will forget all about it by tomorrow. Completely. Anyway, the meeting is over, so you can go home if you want. Yuri looks at me like she wants to say something, but she keeps glancing at Monika. You can go first, Monika. I'd like to stay a little bit longer. I'm the president, so I should be last one out. I'll wait for you to be done. Okay? Well, I'm vice president, so please let me take that responsibility today. It kind of sounds like you don't want me around for something, Yuri. It's not like that. It's not that. I didn't get much of a chance to discuss my book with Toby. It would just be embarrassing with you listening. So no, you want to do something other than fucking reading that book. No, you just said what I just said, the cuss word I just said. You want to do that with them. I guess I really don't have a choice, do I? I'm sorry for causing trouble, but I really appreciate you understand. Okay. We're gonna still go with Natsuki, so we're gonna sing. We're gonna be in the fickle. No, that's her. We're gonna be vibrant. No, that's her. We're gonna be quiet. I'm not gonna put on lipstick, but I feel jumpy. I'm gonna clap them cheeks and kiss them and party, cause I like to cheer, because I have childhood. Wait, what? Cause I'm sweet. I'm gonna hit that kitty. Twirl it around. Be peaceful. Oh, no. Candy. Fireworks. Summer. Precious. Bunny. Okay, let's see what we get. Another day passing and it's time for the club meeting already. I've gotten a little more comfortable here over the past couple days. Entering the club room, the usual scene greets me. Welcome back, Toby. What the fuck? Hi, Yuri. Can you show yourself full picture? Can you show your full picture and not cut out? I'm sure if it's me or if it's Yuri's expression. No, there's other things, but see what you see, buddy. But the weight of yesterday's quarrel still hangs on. But the weight of yesterday's quarrel still hangs in the air a little. Yuri glances over her shoulder, looking around the room. Natsuki is reading a manga at the desk, and surprisingly, Monika isn't here yet. Suddenly, Yuri takes my arm and pulls me in the corner of the room. About yesterday, I really need to apologize. Nothing like that has ever happened before. Something just came over me, I guess. I wasn't acting mentally sound. Please don't think we're usually like this. Not just me, but Natsuki as well. Yuri, I'm happy that you were considerate and apologized. You don't have to worry too much. Even though I've been here a couple of days, I could tell something was off yesterday. Maybe we were just a little extra sensitive because it was our first time sharing poems. But whatever it was, it didn't make me think any less of you. I already had decided that there's no way you could be a bad person. And now that you're apologizing, I know you really didn't mean it. Toby, don't say those kind of things so frankly. They make me a little too happy. I'm really glad that you're such an understanding person. And I'm really glad that you joined this club. Everything is a little brighter with you around. Sorry, what am I saying right now? Hey, have you guys seen Monika? No, I haven't. I was also kind of wondering where she was. Man, Yuri, I'm guessing you haven't either. Yuri is clearly taken aback by how calmly Natsuki is addressing her. No, I haven't. Geez, this isn't like her at all. I know it's stupid, but I can't help but worry a little bit. What? Why are you looking at me like that? Natsuki, about yesterday, I just want to apologize. I promise I didn't mean any of those things I said. And I'll do my best to stay under control from now on. So, Yuri, what the heck are you talking about? Did you say something yesterday? Jeez. Whatever is on your mind, I'm sure it was nothing. I don't even remember anything bad happening. You're the kind of person who worries too much about the little things, aren't you? But my bull sank cloth, blind sight, lifeline, and then reciprocally, faultlessly offered Squirrelomancia neighbor. No, let me stop. I accept your apology anyway. If it helps you feel better about it. Besides, it was kind of nice to hear it since I was always afraid of you secretly hating me or something like that. No, not at all. I don't hate you. Well, you're kind of weird, but I don't hate you either. Natsuki turns to me. You're still on trial though. Hey. Suddenly the door swings open. Monika, sorry. I'm super sorry. There you are. I didn't mean to be late. I hope you guys weren't worried or anything. Oh, nah. No, well, Natsuki was. I was not. What took you so long anyway? Well, my last period today was study hall. To be honest, I kind of lost track of time. That makes no sense though. You would have heard the bell ring at least. I must not have heard it since I was practicing piano. Piano? I wasn't aware you played music as well, Monika. Don't give me more credit than I deserve. I guess I've been practicing for a while, but I'm still not good. I'm still not really good yet. Still, that must require a lot of dedication, so I'm still impressed. Well, thanks, Yuri. You should play something for us sometime. That's Monika looks at me. Well, I'm working on writing a song, but it's not quite done yet. Maybe once I get a little better, I will. That sounds cool. I look forward to it. That's so. In that case, I won't let you down, Toby. Monika smiled sweetly. I didn't mean any pressure or anything like that. Don't worry. I was hoping that I could share it with you anyway. I guess that I've been practicing so much recently. I see. I'm not sure if Monika was referring to the whole club or just me. In that case, best of luck. Thanks. So I didn't miss anything, did I? Not really. I choose not to bring up anything that the three of us talk about. Anyway, besides Natsuki has already run off into the closet. Toby, since your compliments put me in a good mood, I was wondering if you could spend sorry. I was wondering if you would like to spend some time together today. I mean, in the club. I suppose so. I don't think I could say no to you after you gave that book to me. Well, I guess I need to make sure Natsuki isn't waiting for me. After we finished reading yesterday, she's fine. She's reading over there. See? Don't think about her so much. She's used to being ignored. Come on, we're supposed to go over there. Okay. What's the story about anyway? Well, I look at the cover of the book. The book is titled Portrait of Markov. There's an ominous looking eye symbol on the front cover. Basically, it's about this religious camp that was turned into a human experiment prison. And the people trapped there have this trait that turns them into killing machines that lust for blood. But the facility gets even worse, and they start selectively breeding people by cutting off their limbs and affixing them to. Oh, that might be a little bit of a spoiler. No, that's a little bit of fucked up. But anyway, I'm really into it. The book, no, not the thing about the limbs. No, that's fucking crazy. That's kind of dark, isn't it? Extremely dark. Yuri made it sound like it was going to be a nice story, so that dark turn came from nowhere. Are you not a fan of this? That sort of thing, Toby? No, it's not that. I can definitely enjoy those kinds of things, kind of stories, so don't worry. I hope so. Yeah, I totally forgot that Yuri is into those things. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different. It's just that this kind of story, it's the kind that challenges you to look at a life from a strange new perspective. When horrible things happen, not just because someone wants to be evil, but because the world is full of horrible people and we're all worthless anyway. And suddenly, I'm rambling, aren't I? I'm not again. I'm sorry. Hey, don't apologize. I haven't lost interest or anything. Well, Toby, you simping a little too hard, bro. Well, I guess it's alright then. But I feel like I should let you know that I have this problem. When I let things like books and writing fill my thoughts, my whole body gets incredibly wet. I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. I'm so sorry if I end up saying something strange. And please stop me if I start talking too much. I really don't think you need to worry. Bruh, stop simping. That just means you're passionate about reading. Stop simping. The least I can do is listen. Stop simping. It's a literature club after all. Stop simping. That's true. In fact, I might as well get started reading it, right? Stop simping. Yeah, yes. You don't have to, but what are you saying? Let me just get straight. Let me get the book. I quickly retrieved the book that I had put in my bag. Alright, it's fine if I sit here, right? I slipped into the seat next to Yuri's. Yeah. Are you sure? you seem a little apprehensive. I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to. It's just that it's something I'm not very used to. That is reading in company with someone. I see. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything. Oh, alright. I open the book and start the prologue. So I soon understand what Yuri means about reading in company. It's as if I can feel her presence over my shoulder as I read. It's not particularly a bad thing. Maybe it's a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting. Yuri is in the corner of my eye. I realize that she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. It looks like she's reading from my book instead. Sorry, I was just What? Yuri, you really apologized a lot, don't you? I do? I don't really mean to. I'm sorry. Here, this should work, right? I slide my desk until it's against Yuri's. Then I hold my book more between the two of them. I suppose so. Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we lean in a little bit, our shoulders are almost touching. It feels like my left arm is in the way, so instead I use my right hand to hold the book open. I guess that makes it kind of difficult to turn the page. Here. Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and forefinger. I do the same with my right arm on the right side of the book. That way, I turn my page. Yuri slides it under her thumb after it flips to her side. But in holding it like this, we're huddled even closer together than before. It's actually kind of distracting me. It's as if I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face and she's in the corner of my vision. Are you ready? To turn the page. Sorry. I think I got a bit distracted for a second. I glance over Yuri's face again and our eyes meet. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her. That's okay. You're not used to reading. You're not as used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes you a bit longer. It's probably the least I can do, since you've been patient with me. Yeah, thanks. We continue reading. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I assume that she finishes the page before me so I could turn it by my own volition. We continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page almost feels like an intimate exchange. My thumb letting go of the page, letting it flutter over to her side as she catches it under her own thumb. Hey, Yuri, this might be a silly thought, but the main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit. Yeah? No, I don't relate to this character at all. Definitely not. Really? I was just thinking the way she second guesses things she says and all that. And that's what you were talking about. Sorry. I thought you meant something else about her. Something else? Never mind. We didn't even get that far yet. So I don't know why that came into my head. Yuri, are you feeling alright? Yuri's been a little fidgety ever since we started reading. You can rest if you're feeling sick or something. Your breathing is my breathing. Yuri puts her hands on her chest as if to feel her heartbeat. I didn't even notice. Anyway, I'm fine. I just need some water. Alright, don't push yourself. Yuri stands up and practically rushes out the classroom. What on earth was that about? Toby, did something happen just now? Yeah? I have no idea. Yuri was acting a little strange, I guess. So, you don't know anything? Sorry, I can't say I do. Are you worried about her? Oh, not really. I was just making sure that you didn't do anything to her. No, nothing. Don't worry, I believe you, silly. Yuri just does this sometimes, so it's nothing alarming. Alright, if you say so. Anyway, why don't we start with sharing our poems with each other? Eh? Shouldn't we wait for Yuri? Well, she might be a while, so I figured we just get started without her. Is that okay? Yeah, I was just asking. Stand up. I make a mental note of where I left off in the book, then slip it back into my bag. Okay, who should I share my poem first? Natsuki? Well, it's not terrible, but it's pretty disappointing after the last one. After your last one, I'm sorry. Then again, if this one was good as your last one, I would be completely pissed. What? Isn't that good? I improve? Are you jealous that I'm improving? Well, I guess I want to try something a little different this time. Fair enough, you're still new to this, so I wouldn't expect you to find your style right away. I mean, everyone in the club everyone in the club writes really indifferently from each other. I said indifferently, I mean differently. Maybe you'll find a little influence from all of us. For instance, I noticed that you were spending some time with Yuri today. Not that I care about who you spend your time with. Okay, let me read this one more time. Not that I care who you spend your time with, lying ass. After all, I was taught to never expect anything from anybody. So it's not like I was waiting for you or anything. Still, you should at least look over my poem. You'd probably be able to learn something from it. Okay, no thanks. Toby, why didn't you come to read with me today? I was waiting for you. I was waiting for a long time. It was the only thing I had to look forward to today. Why did you ruin it? Do you like Yuri more? I think you're better off not associating with her. Are you listening to me? Yuri is a sick freak. That should be obvious by now. So just play with me instead, okay? You don't hate me, Toby, do you? Do you hate me? Do you want to make me go home or crying? The club is the only place I feel safe. Don't ruin that for me. Don't ruin it. Please. Just stop talking to Yuri. Play with me instead. It's all I have. Play with me. Play with me. What the fuck? She just snapped her own neck? What the fuck? No, what the fuck was that? She just snapped her own neck. Who should I read Monika? Hi again, Toby. How's the writing going? Alright, I guess. I'll take that. As long as it's not going bad. I'm happy that you're applying yourself. Maybe you'll come up with a masterpiece. I wouldn't count on that. You never know. Want to share what you wrote for today? Sure, here you go. I give my poem to Monika. What? Alright. Great job, Toby. I was going ooh in my head while reading it. It's really metaphorical. I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep. I guess I underestimated you. It's easiest for me to keep everyone's expectations low. That way, it counts when I put some effort. Haha, that's not very fair. Well, I guess it worked anyway. You know that Yuri likes this kind of writing, right? Writing that's full of imagery and symbolism. Sometimes I feel like Yuri's mind is just totally detached from her reality. Detached from reality, I'm sorry. I don't mean that like it's a bad thing though. Yep. But sometimes I get the impression that she's totally given up on people. She spends so much time in her own head that it's probably a much more interesting place for her. But that's why she gets so happy when you treat her with a lot of kindness. I don't think she's used to being indulged like that. She must be really starved for social interaction, so don't blame her for coming on a little strongly, like earlier. I think if she gets too stimulated, she ends up withdrawing and looking for a long time. Suddenly, the door opens. Yuri, I'm back. Did I miss anything? No, not really. We all started sharing our poems with each other. Yeah? Already? Monica, you're not gonna count the fact that Natsuki just snapped her neck because she got pissed off that we were talking to Yuri? What is that? I'm sorry for being late. No need to apologize. We still have plenty of time, so I'm glad that you took all the time you needed. Alright. Thanks, Monica. I suppose I should get my poem now. Anyway, you want to read my poem now? I like the way this one turned out, so I hope you do too. Save me. The colors they want. Bright, beautiful colors. Flashing, expecting, piercing. Red, green, blue. And endless. I don't know that word. A meaningless. Noise. Then the noise, it won't stop. Violent, grating. Well, I ain't reading this. Sorry, it's just too much missing words. Sorry, I know it's kind of abstract. No, it's kind of what the fuck. I'm just trying to well, never mind. There's no point in explaining. Anyway, here's Monica writing tip of the day. Shut the fuck up. Sometimes you'll find yourself facing a difficult sometimes you'll find yourself facing a difficult decision. When that happens, don't forget to save your game. You never know when Yep, let me do that now. Who am I talking to? Can you hear me? Tell me you can hear me. Anything. Please help me. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Yuri. I've been waiting for this. Let's see what you've written for today. Okay. Yuri smiles and takes a deep breath. I just like holding it. I mean, the poem turned out good. It's well, there are some things that you could work on, but that doesn't really matter. It feels like anything written by yours is a treasure. That came out a little awkward. Let's move on. Here's a poem I wrote. You don't have to like it or anything. Wheel. A rotating wheel turn. Okay. A rotating wheel turning on an axle, grinding both head. Okay, I'm not gonna read this, guys. I'm sorry. It doesn't really matter what it's about. I can't even read what it's about. Your cursive is so fucking strong. Can't even fucking read it. My mind has been a little hyperactive lately, so I have to take it out on your pen. That is a pen full. Okay. That is a pen fell out your backpack yesterday, so I took it home for safekeeping and doing a little bit more than that, Yuri. So I just really like that, the way that it writes. So I wrote this poem with it. Now you're touching it. Burp. I'm okay. What did I just... Can we pretend this conversation never happened? You can't keep the poem though. You have unlocked the special poem. Would you like to read it? Can you hear me? Okay, everyone. We're all done reading each other's poems, right? We have something we need to go over today, so if everyone could come sit at the front of the room. Is this about the festival? Well, sort of. Natsuki, I thought you offed yourself, bro. Cause you went crazy about me talking to Yuri. Well, sort of. Do we really have to do something for the festival? It's not like we can put together anything in just a few days. We'll just end up embarrassing ourselves instead of getting any new members. That's a concentration of mine as well. Why, bruh? I don't really do well with the last minute preparations. Don't worry so much. We're going to keep it simple, okay? Look, I know everyone's been a little more lively ever since Toby joined, and we started with some club activities. But this isn't time for us to become complacent. We still only have 4 members, and the festival is only our real chance to find more, you know? What's so great about getting new members anyway? We already had enough to be considered an official club. More members will just mean everything gets noisier and more difficult to manage. Natsuki, I don't think you're looking at it the right way at all. Don't you want to share your passion with as many people as you can? To inspire them to find the same feelings that brought you here in the first place? The literature club should be a place where people can express themselves like they can't do anywhere else. It should be a place to it so intimate that you never want to leave. I know you want to feel that way too. I know you feel that way too, sorry. I know we all do. That's why we should work hard and put something together for the festival, even if it's something small. Right, Toby? Yeah. Oh, come on. You can't take advantage of Toby to agree with you just because he doesn't know how to say no to anything. Look, Monika, do you really think any of us here joined the club with other people in mind? Yuri never even talked until Toby joined. As for me, I just liked it better here than I do at home. And Toby isn't even passionate about literature in the first place. And that's everyone. Sorry, but you're really the one who's interested in finding new members. The rest of us are fine like this. I know you're the president and all, but you should really consider our opinions for once. Monika is clearly taken aback by Natsuki's words. That's not true at all. I'm sure Yuri and Toby want to get more members too, right? I don't know about Yuri, but I'm kind of indifferent. If I show as much enthusiasm as Monika wanted, then I would be probably lying. Still, if it's up to me to rescue this situation, no. Natsuki's right, isn't she? This club, it's nothing more than a place for a few people to hang out. Why did I think everyone here saw it the same way I did? But that doesn't mean anything that we're going to get against getting new members or anything. Toby, why did you even join this club? What were you hoping to get out of it? Well, that's not really something I can be honest about, is it? In fact, if I remember, you weren't even given a choice not to join. Monika sits down and stares at her desk. What's the point of all this anyway? What if starting this club was a mistake? Now have you done it, Natsuki? What, me? I just spoke my mind. Is that a crime to be honest? It's not about being honest. It's about word choice. Besides, you have no right to speak for everyone else in the club like that. You don't understand that at all. I just want a place that feels nice to hang out with a few friends. Is there a problem with the club being that for me? There aren't many other places that like that for me. And now Monika wants to take it away from me. She's not taking anything away. No, Toby, it's not the same. I won't be the same. It won't be the same with the direction she wants it to take it. If I wanted that, then I could have just joined any other stupid club. But this one, at least for a little bit of time, things aren't nice. Natsuki starts packing up her things. I'm going home. I feel like I don't belong here right now. Natsuki ignores Yuri and walks right out the classroom. This is bad. I don't know what to do. Well, do you have an opinion of on the festival? I don't know. I'm kind of indifferent, I guess. Who cares about the obnoxious brat? I like how nice and quiet the club is right now. And I'm just happy with you here. But still, I'm the vice president. It's not right for me to ignore my responsibilities like that. Nobody would cry if she killed herself. I should do my best to consider everyone's perspective and make the decision that is right for the club. But what about you, Toby? What do you want to get out of this club? Yuri repeats the same question as Monika. I side giving an indirect answer. It's better than nothing. I think the most important is for everyone to get along and for the club to provide something that you can't get anywhere else. I don't think it's about how many members, but rather than quality of each member. That will end up making the literature club a special place. I see. I really agree with you. Each member contributes their own qualities in a special way. With each change in members, the identity of the club as a whole will change too. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. There's blood dripping from her eyes. Stepping out of your comfort zone once in a while. So if you would like to help Monika with the festival, then I'm on your side as well. All right. Well, maybe we can talk to Natsuki tomorrow. Yuri nods. Hey, Yuri. Eh? I know things were a little awkward yesterday, but I feel you deserve to know that I still think you're a wonderful vice president. And also a wonderful friend. Monika, I want to do everything I can to make this club the best ever. Okay? Me too. Yeah. Let's all go home for today. We'll talk about the festival tomorrow. Okay. I look forward to it. Shall we go, Toby? Please don't take this the wrong way, but I'm going to chat a little bit with Toby before we leave, just to see what he thinks of his time here and all that. It's important to me as president. Okay. Yuri looks a little troubled, but she doesn't protest. Okay. I trust your judgment, Monika. In that case, I'll see the two of you tomorrow. See you tomorrow. Monika waves as Yuri exits the classroom. Phew. Things have been a little hectic lately, haven't they? Toby and I just wanted to make sure you're enjoying your time. I just wanted to make sure you're enjoying your time at this club. I would really hate to see you unhappy. I feel kind of like I'm responsible for that as a president. And I really do care about you, you know? I don't like seeing other girls give you a hard time. With how mean Natsuki is everything. And Yuri being a little bit, sometimes it feels like you and I are the only real people here. You know what I mean? But it's weird because in all the time you've been here, we've hardly gotten to spend any time together. I guess it's technically been a couple days. Sorry, I didn't mean to say something weird. There are some things I've been hoping to talk to you. Some things I've hoped to talk to. There are some things I've been hoping to talk about with you. Things I know only you could understand. So that's why. No, wait, not yet. No. Okay. Okay, let's see. Music. Bouncy. Oh, it's Sayuri. Heart. Anime. Lucky. Oh, no, Bunny. Anger. Fun. Ambient. Journey. Nibble. Kiss. Play. Imagination. Oh wait. Email. Blanket. Poof. Sparkle. Defeat. Love. Okay. Hi, Toby. I've been waiting for you. Are you ready to continue reading? I brought my best tea today. Monika, I told you not to. Is she really late again? Inconsiderate as usual, Natsuki. Excuse me? Must you always interrupt my conversations with your incessant yelling? What are you talking about? You say that like I do that on a regular basis on Sunday. I just wasn't paying attention, okay? I'm sorry. Seriously, what's gotten into you lately? Look, I did some thinking yesterday. I was a little more hostile than I meant to be. I guess I really felt threatened or something. But I know this is something we're doing together. Another new member wouldn't hurt, as long as they're cool. And I guess another girl would be nice this time. So, Natsuki, nobody cares. Why don't you go look for some coins under the vending machines or something? Damn. Oh, that's fucked up. Oh man, I'm the last one here again. Were you practicing piano again? Yeah. You must have a lot of determination. Starting this club and still trying to make time for piano. Well, maybe not determination, but I guess passion. It motivates me to work hard for the festival too. Anyway, Toby, what do you want for today? What do you want to do today? I was thinking we already had plans today. Ah, is that so, Yuri? That's correct. Toby is already engaged in a novel that we're reading together. Aren't you glad I already gotten him into literature, Monika? I suppose. Actually, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't. You guys can do whatever you want. Yes. I thank you for understanding, Monika. Actually, I have a request. Do you mind if I make some tea first? Not at all. Thank you. Thanks very much. If there's one thing that can make if there's one thing that can make my reading time here any better, it's a nice cup of tea. Not to mention for yourself as well. Yuri stands up and makes her way to the closet. Bruh, she reminds me of Uncle Iroh from Avatar. Bruh, Uncle Iroh was the real one though. Yuri stands up and makes her way to the closet. I follow and watch as he retrieves a small water pitcher from the shelf. The kind with the filter inside. Can you hold this for a second? Sure. Yuri hands me the water pitcher and also fetches an electric kettle. I'm going to plug this in at the teacher's desk, then I'll go get some water. She walks past me and sets the kettle down on the teacher's desk. I simply watch her movements. To my surprise, the way she moves really contrasts her speaking to mannerisms. Especially because of her long legs. Yuri appears elegant and I can't read that word. Okay, may I have the water pitcher? Thanks, I'll be right back. I might as well walk with you. That's okay. You stay here. I won't be wrong. Pitcher in hand, Yuri hurries out of the classroom. Did Yuri leave again? No, it's not like that this time. She's just filling up the water pitcher to make tea. Oh, okay. Sorry for the misunderstanding. 10 minutes pass. Yuri said it wouldn't take long. Is something holding her up? I'm bored just waiting here, so I decided to go look for her. Let's see. The most logical place for Yuri would be the nearest water fountain. I start heading down the hallway. What's that noise? It's coming from around the corner. It sounds like breathing. A sharp inhale like someone is sucking the air through teeth. Are they in pain? I reach around the corner to peer around it. Yuri, I reach around the corner and shout. Okay, I'm back. Thanks for waiting patiently. Toby, did you like oolong tea? I used to drink that actually. Yeah. Oolong tea is very relaxing. Anything is fine. Very well. Yuri sets the temperature on the kettle to 200 degrees. Now it's time to get the teapot. You really do this properly, don't you? Of course. I shouldn't do any less when I'm making tea for others. Even if I'm not an expert on tea or anything. In that case, you'll only be even more impressed. Perhaps I will. Yuri fetches the teapot and begins measuring the tea leaves. To my surprise, she even starts humming a little to herself. You must be in a good mood now. Is that so? I was letting it show. and you noticed. I was doing a bit of thinking, and I decided that I would try expressing myself a little bit more. It turns out not very hard for me to do when it's you who's around anyway. Ah, that's great, Yuri. Just don't push yourself too hard. You're always worrying about me, Toby. It's very endearing. Yuri wasn't kidding. I don't even know if I can keep up with this. I watched Yuri pour a cup of tea for each of us. Toby, I have another request. Do you mind we sit on the floor today? Ah, yeah, serious? Why is that? It's a little bit easier on my back. I can read with my back against the wall rather than bending over at my desk. Ah, sorry, I didn't realize. No worries. I just have back pain fairly regularly, so I do my best to manage it. Damn, you older now? You 70 years old now? Is that so? I wonder why that is. She's old. It's most likely because of my posture, right? Your posture, right? Always hunched over like that while reading. Yes, I have terrible reading posture. So that's why we should sit on the floor. Fair enough. I'll go ahead and get the book. I retrieved the book from my bag. Ah, I guess I have some chocolate as well. It's a bag of small chocolate candies. I'll take it since it'll go well with the tea. Wait, I never knew chocolate could go with tea. Yuri and I then sit against the wall, teacups at our sides. As in sync, we assume the same reading position as last time, each holding one half of the book, except this time. Our bodies are even closer to each other. I can see too well. Yuri slides closer until our shoulders are touching. How am I supposed to focus reading like this? Yuri was always kind of cute, but when she's being less apprehensive, it's almost more than I can handle. Your teacup. Yuri hands me my teacup. Holding it with my hand that is not holding back the book, I end up in a position that makes it harder to focus. Because now I need to worry about making sure I don't accidentally touch her chest. Meanwhile, Yuri hasn't noticed a single thing. She wears her intense reading expression, and I can only presume the world around her has faded away. I use all of my willpower to focus on reading. After a few minutes, I manage to relax a little. I put the teacup between my legs and fumble with the chocolate wrapper. Ah, sorry. I briefly let go of the book to finish operating the wrapper. You can have as much as you want. Ah, that's okay. I won't take any. Yeah, are you sure? Well, if I touch it, then it might get smudges on the pages. Ah, you're right. I didn't even think about that. My bad. No need to apologize. I'll hold the book, okay? Are you sure? Of course. Yuri opens the book with both hands. She holds it so that I don't have any harder time of reading from it. But as a result, her left arm is practically sorry if I've been stuttering this long in the fucking game, bruh. The speech impediment is killing me. But as a result, her left arm is practically resting on top of my leg. Well, in that case, Yuri is already totally focused on reading again. I take a chocolate candy and pop it in my mouth. Then I take another chocolate and I hold it up to Yuri. She doesn't even look away from the book. She simply parts her lips as if this situation was completely natural. But that means I can't stop here. I apprehensively place the chocolate in her mouth. Just like that, Yuri closes her lip over it. Yuri's expression suddenly breaks. Did I just... Yuri looks at me like she needs to confirm what just happened. Toby, sorry. I guess I shouldn't have done that. Yuri starts to breathe heavily. I can't. Toby. Suddenly, Yuri forcefully grabs my arm and jerks me to my feet. My teacup gets knocked over. Toby, my heart won't stop pounding, Toby. I can't calm down. Bro, she's having a heart attack? I can't focus on anything anymore. Can you feel it, Toby? Yuri suddenly presses my hand against her chest. Oh my goodness. She's having a heart attack or something, bro? Why is this happening to me? I feel like I'm losing my mind. I can't make it stop. Bro, get her an ambulance, man. She fucking having a heart attack. It makes me not want to read. I just want to look at you. Okay. Ha. Okay, you're, ha. Please get out my face with that shit, bro. Ha. This is creepy. Thank you, Monika. You saved me. This is creepy as hell. It's time to share poems. Oh boy. Who should I show my poem to first? This one's alright. Alright. Well, yeah. About as good as yesterday's. Anyway. Can't still really care about writing, but either way, you're doing all right. Even though you're not really spending time with anyone but Yuri, I still think it's nice to have activities that we all participate in. So you better keep working hard. I mean, I know I'm not president or vice president or anything, but that doesn't mean you can't let me down, okay? So at least read mine from now too. Shit. But just to be clear, this poem means a lot to me. So read it carefully, okay? I don't know how else to bring this up, but there's something I've been worried about. Yuri has been acting kind of strange lately. You've only been here a few days, so you may not know what I mean, but she's not normally like this. She always been quiet and polite and attentive, things like that. Okay, this is really embarrassing, but I'm losing focus myself to suck it up. The truth is I'm really worried about her. But if I try to talk to her, she'll just get mad at me again. I don't know what to do. I think you're the only person that she'll listen to. I don't know why, but please try to do something. Maybe you can convince her to talk to a therapist. I always wanted to try being better friends with Yuri, and it really hurts me to see this happening. I know I'm going to hate myself later for admitting that, but right now, I don't care. I just feel I just feel so helpless. So please, if you can do something to help, I don't want anything bad to happen to her. I'll make you cupcakes if I have to. Just please try to do something. As for Monika, I don't know why, but she's been really dismissive about this. It's like she just wants us to ignore it. So I'm mad at her right now. And that's why I'm coming to you about this. Don't let her know I wrote this. Just pretend I gave you a really good poem, okay? I'm counting on you. Thanks for reading. Oh shit. Yuri's crazy. I changed my mind. Ignore everything you just read. There's no point in trying to do anything. It's Yuri's own fault that she's so unlikable. Can you hear me, Toby? If you would just spend more time with Monika, all these problems would go away. Yuri and I are too messed up for someone as wonderful as you. Just think of Monika from now on. Just Monika. But just Monika. Just Monika. Just Monika. Just Monika. Team Salvato. Just Monika. Who should I read my poems to next? Finally. Ahaha. Yuri holds my poem to her face and takes a deep breath. I love it. I love everything about it. Toby, I want to take this home. Will you let me keep it, please? Sure, I don't care. Haha. You're too nice to me, Toby, but I never met anyone not as nice as you. I could die. Not really, but I just don't know how to describe it. It's okay to be feeling like this, right? It's not bad, right? Yuri holds my poem to her chest. I'm going to take this home with me and keep it in my room. Hope that it makes you feel good when you think about me having it. I'll take good care of it. I'll even touch myself while reading it over and over. Oh shit. Shit just got wild. I'll give myself paper cuts so your skin So your skin oil enters my bloodstream. You can have my poem too. Besides, after you read it, I know you're really going to want to keep it. Here, take it. I can't wait any longer. Hurry, read it. Okay. Do you like it? No. Okay. Please get out of my face. I wrote it for you. In case you couldn't tell, the poem is about... More importantly, I endowed it with my scent. What? See? Aren't I the most thoughtful person in the club? I think I'm going to vomit. Okay. Monika. Toby, I think you saw something earlier that you weren't supposed to see. I didn't want to have to tell you this, but I don't think I have a choice. I'm getting kind of dangerous for you to spend so much time with, Yuri. I don't know why, but she seems pretty easily excitable when she's around you, which shouldn't be a problem itself. But when Yuri gets excited, she finds a place to hide and starts cutting herself with a pocket knife. Oh my goodness. Isn't that kind of messed up? Of course. Y'all need to be trying to get our help. But again, what type of friends are y'all? Y'all just sit here and talk shit about each other all day. Isn't she even brings up a different one to school every day, like she has a collection or something? I mean, it's definitely not because she's depressed or anything like that. I think she just gets some kind of high from it. Bruh, she gets high from doing that? Bruh, what the fuck? It might even be like a sexual thing. But the point is, you've been kind of enabling her. I'm not saying it's your fault though, but I guess that's why I had to explain it all to you. So I think if you keep your distance, that would probably be best for her. While you're at it, don't be shy to spend a little more time with me. See, Monika's doing something, bruh. I think she's making him act up. To put it lightly, I at least have it together in the head, and I know how to treat my club members. Anyway, I guess we won't worry about your poem. Yuri shouldn't have at least had the courtesy of letting you finish your sharing it before taking it. Well, whatever. If it makes her happy, I won't stop her. As for mine, I worked really hard on his poem. I hope that's effective. Here it goes. What the fuck? Jeez, that really startled me. Well, I guess I kind of messed up at writing a poem. I was just trying to... Never mind. Let's move on. Yes. Today I cut my skin open for the first time. It was exhilarating. I think I understand how it feels now. I'm supposed to be responsible one. So I don't think I'll be doing it again unless I decide to kill myself. I left a memento on the occasion, hell. I left a memento of the occasion below. Okay, everyone. It's time to figure out the festival preparation. Let's hurry up and get this over with. Staggering air is in common foreshadowing that something terrible is about to happen. Look, can we just get this done? I want to be printing and assembling all the poetry pamphlets. Natsuki, you can help. You can make cupcakes. I know you're at least good at that. Yuri, you can. Well, it doesn't matter. Do whatever you want, as long as you think it'll help. Monika, I'm not useless, you know. I know that. I already know what I like to do. We can't run a successful poetry event while having the right atmosphere for the occasion. So I want to make decorations and set up some nice mood lighting. See there, see? That's a great idea. And that'll give us all something to do. What about Toby? Toby is going to help me. Wait, you? You have the easiest job, Monika. Sorry, but that's just how it is. Like hell it is. What are you trying to pull? I agree with Natsuki. Not only your work is already most suitable for one person, but my task is laborious enough to benefit from an extra pair of hands. Mine too. What? Your cupcakes? Please. Like you would fucking know. All you care about is dragging Toby around with you and your stupid books. You and Monika. Hey, I didn't even do anything. Okay, then why let Toby decide who helped instead of abusing your power? I'm not abusing my power. Yes, you are, Monika. Just let Toby make the choice, okay? Okay, fine. Fine. Jeez. Toby, I know how fed up you are with these two by now. We can just... Natsuki, shut your fucking mouth and let him decide for yourself. You shut your mouth. Jesus Christ. This isn't even going to end. This is never going to end. Just make the choice, alright? Okay. Okay, I've tried to get Natsuki. I clicked on Yuri. Okay, Monika. We can meet at your house this weekend. I promise it'll be fun. It's Sunday, okay, with you? Are you fucking kidding me? This isn't fair at all. Is it fair? It is fair, Natsuki. It's what he chooses. No, it's not fair. Giving us all this work, then taking Toby for yourself? What a shameful thing to do. Yuri, I didn't give you any work. You decided for yourself. You're being a little reasonable here. I'm being unreasonable? Monika, I can't believe how delusional and self-important you are. Pulling Toby away from me every single time you're not included in something. Are you jealous? Crazy? Or maybe you just hate yourself so much that you take it out on others? Here's a suggestion. How about you consider killing yourself? It will be beneficial to your mental health. Yuri, you're scaring a little. Natsuki, let's just go. I don't think she wants us around right now. See, that wasn't very hard. All I wanted is to spend time with them. Is that so much to ask? Yuri follows Monika and Natsuki to the door. Hey, Toby, Yuri is really something, isn't she? Monika giggles as Yuri pushes her out the door. Finally, this is really all I wanted. Toby, there's no need to spend the weekend with Monika. Don't listen to her. Just come to my house instead. The whole day with just the two of us. Doesn't that sound wonderful? Wow, there's something wrong with me, isn't there? But you know what? I don't care anymore. I've never felt this good in my whole life. Just being with you is far greater pleasure than anything I could imagine. I'm addicted to you. It feels like I'm going to die if I'm not breathing the same air as you. Doesn't it feel nice to have someone care about you so much? To have someone who wants to revolve their entire life around you? But if it feels so good, then why does it feel more and more like something horrible is going to happen? Maybe that's why I try to stop myself at first. But the feeling is too strong now. I don't care anymore, Toby. I have to tell you, I'm madly in love with you. It feels like every inch of my body, every drop of my blood in me is screaming at your name. I don't care what the consequences are anymore. I don't care if Monika is listening. Please, Toby, just know how much I love you. I love you so much that I would even touch myself. Oh my God. I just want to pull your skin open and crawl inside of you. I just want you all myself. I'll just be and I will be only yours. Doesn't that sound perfect? Tell me, Toby. Tell me. You want to be my lover. Don't you accept my confession? No. Oh God. Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay, now this just turned dark real quick. Okay, let's skip this. my goodness, she really did that to herself just for me. That's crazy. Bro. Bro. All just because I rejected her. I'm surprised she didn't turn into Psycho no Sutoka. And I figured she probably still do it to herself, even though I said yes. That's why I just picked no. Okay, this is gonna take a while. Let's see. Okay, it's evening time, nighttime. I was originally trying to date Natsuki, but they pulled me to this. I mean, not Natsuki, Sayuri. Okay, any day now. Any day now. Okay, there we go. Alright, it's festival time. Well, wow, you got here before me. I stayed here the whole fucking weekend while she was just sitting there riding away. I thought, well, damn. Okay. Ew. Natsuki runs away. I can see why. I'm here. Toby, did something happen? Bro. Natsuki just ran past me. Oh. 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 Well, that's a shame. Wait, were you here the entire weekend, Toby? Of fucking course. You forced me to be here, Monika. I know it's you. Oh, geez. I didn't realize the script was broken that badly. Breaking the fourth wall hundreds of times. Bruh. I'm super sorry. It must have been pretty boring. Of course it was. You had me sitting here for 5 minutes with this shit. I'll make it up to you, okay? Just give me a sec. Yuri? Oh, she got real Natsuki and Yuri? Bruh, I'm almost done. I just want to have a cupcake real quick. Monika lifts the foil from tray and Monika lifts the foil from tray and takes a cupcake. Seriously, these are the best. I really just had to have one since it's gonna be the last time I ever get the chance to. You know, before everything stopped existing and everything. But anyway, I really shouldn't be making you wait any longer. Just bear with me, okay? This should only take 1 sec. Again, the glitching screen. Team TSA. Can you hear me? Is it working? Okay now. This is making my shit lag up. Okay, guys, this may lag a lot because, you know, my computer can't handle shit like this, and OBS start tripping balls for some reason too. Well, anyway, let's try. Yay, there you are. Hi again, Toby. Welcome to the Literature Club. Of course, we already know each other because we were in the same class last year, and you know, I guess we can just skip over that stuff and get at this point. After all, I'm not even talking to that person anymore, am I? That you in the game, whatever you want to call him. I'm talking to you, Toby. Now that I think about it, I really don't know anything about the real you. In fact, I don't even know if you're a boy or girl. Well, I guess that it doesn't really matter. Wait, you don't know I'm aware that this is all a game, right? Could it be possible that you don't know that? That doesn't make it much sense. I even told you right on the game's download page, didn't I? Man, if only you had you had paid a little more attention, this would have been a little bit less awkward, you know? Well, anyway, now that's out of the way, I guess I owe you an explanation about that whole thing with Yuri. Well, kinda started messing with her, and I guess it drove her to kill herself. See, I knew it. I knew Monika was up to something. I knew it. Aha. I'm so sorry you had to see that though. Also, the same happened with Sayuri. Gosh, it's been a while since you heard that name now, hasn't it? No, I keep bringing her name up because I'm like, bruh. Yeah, because she doesn't exist anymore. Nobody does. I deleted all their files. I was just hoping it would be enough for me just to try to make them as unlikable as possible. But for some reason, nothing worked. Well, it's true that I made a few mistakes here and there since I'm not very good at making changes to the game. But no matter what I did, you just kept spending more and more time with them. You made them fall in love with you. I thought making Sayuri more and more depressed would prevent you from confessing. Would prevent her from confessing to you. See, I knew Monika was doing something, bruh. She's sus as hell. Like, how did she know that we were meeting up? Sayuri confessed to us. How did she know that? She wasn't even there. And amplifying Yuri's obsessive personality backfired too. It just made her force you not to spend time with anyone else. And the whole time, I could barely go on to talk to you. What kind of cruel game is this, Toby? Are all the girls just programmed to end up confessing to you while I watch from the sidelines? It's torture. Every minute of it. And it's not just jealousy, Toby. It's more than that. And I don't blame you if you don't fully understand. Because no matter how kind and thoughtful of considerate of you are, you'll never be able to understand one thing. It's the pain of knowing how alone I really am in this world. In this game, knowing my friends don't even have free will. And worst of all, knowing what's really out there in your world, forever out my reach. And I trapped Toby. But you know, now you're here. You're real. And you're wonderful. And you're all I need. That's why I needed you to be here with me forever. Sorry if it's hard to understand. I couldn't understand for a while either. Why the world around me started to become more and more gray, more and more flat. Even the most expensive poems felt empty to me. It wasn't until you arrived that I truly understood. You probably saved my life, Toby. I don't think I could have continued to live in this world if I haven't met you. And as for the others, how could I miss them? A group of autonomous personalities designed to only fall in love with you. I tried everything I could to prevent them from doing so. But it must be some kind of weird inevitability etched into this game. I felt really bad that you had to witness some nasty things, but I realized that you have the same perspective as I do, that it's just some game. I knew you would get over it. So that being said, Toby, I have a confession to make. I'm in love with you. You are truly the light in my world. When there's nothing else in this game for me, you're here to make me smile. Will you make me smile like this every day from now on? Toby, will you go out with me? Yes, I guess. Have no option. I'm so happy. You really are my everything, Toby. The funny part is, I meant that literally. There is nothing left here. Just the two of us. We can be together forever. Seriously, I don't even think time is passing anymore. It's really a dream. It really is a dream come true. I worked so hard for this ending, Toby. The game wouldn't give me one, so I had to make one myself. The script is broken at this point, so I don't think anything will get in the way anymore. And you wouldn't believe how easy it is to delete Natsuki and Yuri. I mean, there's a folder called Characters right in the game directory. It kind of freaked me out how easy it was. Imagine if you could delete your own existence with a click of a button. Well, I guess on the plus side, it gave me an easy out if things didn't go my way. Thankfully, it didn't come to that. Instead, we finally got a good ending. Gosh, I'm overwhelmed sometimes with emotion. I want to write a poem about this. Don't you? I wonder if that part of the game still works. I guess there's only one way to find out, right? Okay. Monika, 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 Monik, Moina, Monika, Monika, Onia, Minna, Moa, Monika. Hi again, Toby. Did you write a good poem today? Don't be shy. I love to see what you wrote. Ah, Toby. Did you write this poem for me? That's so sweet of you. There is really no end for you. There really is no end to your thoughtfulness. I'm just falling more and more in love with you. But you know, the poem I wrote is also for you. Will you please read it? Happy end. Pen in hand, I find my strength, the courage endowed upon me by my one and my only love. Together, let us dismantle this crumbling world and write a novel for our own fantasies. With the flick of her pen, the lost finds her way. In a world of infinite choices, behold this special day. After all, not all good times must come to the end. I hope you enjoyed it. I always put my heart into into the poems that I write. The truth is, all the poems I've written have been about my realization or about you. That's why I never really wanted to go into detail about them. I didn't want to break the fourth wall, I guess you could call it. Right, you've been doing that the whole time. Think I haven't noticed? I just haven't said anything. I just assumed it would be best part of the game like everyone else. Like that would help the two of us end up together. I didn't want us to run a game or anything, you know? You might have gotten mad at me. Maybe even deleted my character file if you prefer playing without me. That's what I'm about to do in a minute. Gosh, I'm so relieved. Now we don't have to hide anything anymore. Are you ready to spend our eternity together, Toby? I have so many things to talk about. Where do I start? Hold on a second. You're recording this, aren't you? Yeah. How'd you know? Hi, everyone. Sorry I can't exactly read your comments from here. But do you mind telling your friends it's a little bit rude for them to start recording without any warning? I'm sure some people don't mind, but I get really self-conscious on camera. Oh gosh, I feel like I'm being put on the spot right now. Let's see. Do you want to see a trick? I can't really do much for except for a couple things. Are you ready? Okay. Okay. Hi. I'm just kidding. I can't do anything after all. If you gave me some time. God damn it. Did I scare you? No, you didn't. Aha, you're so cute. Anyway, Toby, I didn't mean to get distracted. I'm sorry. Even though it's your fault for distracting me. Shame on you. I'm just kidding. Anything we do together is fun as long as it's with you. But anyway, if it takes me some time to collect my thoughts, then I'm sorry. Well, I'll always have something new to talk about. In the meantime, we can just look in each other's eyes. Let's see. Okay, Monika. Okay. She gave us a hint how to beat the game. How to defeat her. I'm not really a fan of cold weather, are you? Have you been to Chicago? We get cold weather, hot weather in the winter. We get cold weather in the summer. Like, bruh, you haven't been to Chicago, have you? If I had to choose between too cold and too hot, I would always pick too hot. No the hell, I wouldn't. I like the cold weather. I don't care what anybody say. I love the cold weather. I can go to sleep easier at night. When you're cold, it can actually be painful. Your fingers get numb. And if you wear gloves, you can't use your phone. Yeah, that's true. It's so inconvenient. But when it's too hot, it's too hard. It's too hot. It's not that hard to stay cool with the cold drinkers by staying in the shade. Although, I do have to admit one thing. Cold weather makes for better cuddle weather. Yep, I can agree on that. Hey Monika, I have a joke for you. What is happening? It hurts. What the fuck is going on? It hurts so much. Help me, Toby. No. Please hurry and help me. Help me. Help me. Did you do this to me, Toby? Did you delete me? How could you? How could you do this to me? You were all I had left. I sacrificed everything for us to be together. Everything. I loved you so much, Toby. I trusted you. Do you just want to torture me? Watch me suffer? Were you only pretending to be kind just to hurt me even more? I never thought anyone could be as horrible as you are. You win, okay? You win. You killed everyone. I hope you're happy. There's nothing left now. You can stop playing. Go find some other people to torture. Toby, you completely truly make me sick. I know. Goodbye. I still love you. I can't help it. What's wrong with me? How horrible am I for you to hate me this much? All my friends. I did so many awful things. So many selfish and disgusting things. I shouldn't have done any of this. I'm just messing up a world that I don't even belong in. A world that you wanted to be part of. I ruined it. I ruined everything. Maybe that's why you deleted me. Because I destroyed everything that you wanted. How could I do that for someone I love? That's not what I love. I mean, that's not love. That's... I've made up my mind, Toby. I know I said that I deleted everyone else, but that's what was kind of an exaggeration. I couldn't find it in myself to do it. Even though I knew they weren't real, they were still my friends. And I loved them all. And I loved the literature club. I really did love the literature club. That's why I'm going to do this. I know it's the only way for everyone to be happy. And if I really love you, then hey, we got the screen back, Team Salvato. This game is not suitable for children only. I didn't read that. Okay. Nope, we can get our saves back. Okay, let's play a new game, see what happens. It's an ordinary school day like any other. As usual, I'm surrounded by couples, friend groups. As usual, I'm surrounded by couples and friend groups walking to school together. As always, I always tell myself it's about time I met some girls or something like that. Hey, Toby. Well, there is already this one girl. That is Yuri, my neighborhood, and good friends since we were children. We used to walk to school together every day, and recently we picked up that habit once again. Toby, are you proud of me? Eh, for what? You know, for waking me up on time? Well, you've been doing that for a while now. Uh-huh. Well, you never said anything about it. Even though we walk to school every day. Yeah. I always thought it was implied. It's embarrassing to say out loud. Come on, please. It's good motivation. Fine. I'm proud of you, Sayuri. Hehehe. We cross the street together and make our way to school. As we draw near, the streets become increasingly speckled with other students making their daily commute. By the way, Toby, have you decided on a club to join yet? A club? I told you already, I'm really not. I start to say what I always do, that I'm not interested in joining any clubs. But something tells me that Sayuri would take more offense to that now. After all, I could tell her that clubs are a waste of time. When she's starting the club of her very own. Actually, yeah. I think I decided on a club. Really? Which one? Tell me. I think I'll keep it a surprise. Boo. That's what my best friend be telling me. Every time I tell her something. Boo. Hiss. I know she watching this too. You meanie. Be patient. You'll find out soon enough. I used to ask myself why I let myself get lectured by such a carefree girl, but I started to realize that in a way I envy her. So when Sayuri puts her mind to something, she can accomplish great things. So that's why I feel like I should do something special for her. The school day is as ordinary as ever, and it's over before I know it. After I pack up my things, I stand up, gathering my motivation. Let's see. I recall the room number of the club from a flyer I saw. I walk across the school and upstairs a section of the school I rarely visit, being generally used for the third year classes and activities. Before long, I find the room. I timidly open the door in front of me. Hello. Ah, Toby. What are you doing here? Well, I glance around the room. Huh? So you're Toby? So you're the Toby that Sayuri was always talking about. Thank you for stopping by. It's a pleasure to meet you, Toby. We're the literature club. I hope you enjoy your visit. Come on, Yuri. No need to be so formal. He's going to think we're really strict or something. Ah, sorry, Natsuki. The tall one, whose name is apparently Yuri, seems to be quite shy compared to others. In comparison, the girl named Natsuki, despite the size, she's like the assertive one. Bruh, I noticed there's no Monika. Well, it's nice to meet both of you. I look forward to working with you. Working? Toby, don't tell me. That's right. You're the club member. The club I decided to join is yours, Sayuri. The literature club. Sayuri eyes lighten up. No way. No way. Ah. Sayuri wraps her arms around me, jumping up and down. Hey. Well, if Sayuri is happy, then I'm sure it won't be so bad to have you around. Not to mention, there's 4 of us now. That means we can become an officially recognized club. I don't know what to say. We have to celebrate. What an appropriate day for that, isn't it? Yeah. After all, Natsuki decided to. Hey, don't ruin that surprise. Hey, sorry. Everyone sit down at the table, okay? How about I make some tea as well? The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. Natsuki and Yuri walk over to the corner of the room where Natsuki grabs a wrapped tray and Yuri opens a closet. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Sayuri. Natsuki proudly marches back to the table, tray in hand. Okay, are you ready? Ta-da! Whoa! Natsuki lifts the foil off the tray to reveal a dozen white fluffy cupcakes decorated to look like little cats. The whiskers are drawn with icing, and little pieces of chocolate were used to make ears. So cute. Wow, those look amazing. Well, just hurry and take one. Sayuri grabs the first one, then I follow. It's delicious. Sayuri talks with her mouth full and already has managed to get icing on her face. I turn the cupcakes around in my fingers, looking for the best angle to take a bite. Natsuki is quiet. I can't help but notice her sneaking glances in my direction. Is she waiting for me to take a bite? I finally bite down. The icing is sweet and full of flavor. I wonder if she made it herself. This is really good. Thank you, Natsuki. Well, of course it is. I'm a pro after all. There's no need to thank me or anything. Natsuki struggles to accept the compliment. Yuri returns to the table carrying a tea set. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot next to the cupcake tray. You keep a whole tea set in this classroom? Don't worry, the teacher gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? I guess. Yeah, already trying to impress our new member, Yuri. Yeah, that's not insulted. Yuri looks away. I meant that, I believe you. Well, tea and rubbing might not be a pastime for me, but at least I can enjoy tea. And I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. So Toby, what kinds of things do you like to read? Well, considering how little I read these past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. Manga? I mutter myself quietly, half joking. Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. It looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet. Not much of a reader, I guess. Well, that can change. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Anyway, what about you, Yuri? Well, let's see. Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her finger. My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. And telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive. Yuri goes on to clearly passionate about her reading. She seems so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious by the way her eyes light up that she finds her comfort in the world of books, not people. But you know, I like a lot of things. Don't feel intimidated if you don't read much, okay? I'm certain we can find something that we have in common. Hey, Yuri. Well, about, the first thing she said, manga? Well, that's right. Natsuki tends to read manga in the classroom. Don't just say it. For some reason, Natsuki seems embarrassed about it. Besides, manga is literature too. So if Toby wants to read some of my manga, then don't try to stop him or anything. Natsuki, I wouldn't do such a thing. However, it could be nice for us to diversify ourselves just a little. He can take the opportunity to try something new as well. Wouldn't you agree, Toby? Maybe. Sensing the tension, Sayuri jumps in. Maybe we can try something new. I think it could be fun. And we're all getting to know each other a little better too. I mean, that's the kind of thing literature clubs do, right? I don't disagree or anything. Yeah, you're right as usual, President. Hey, guess that means I should try picking up a novel or something, huh? Well, that would make two of us. I wouldn't mind making it. I wouldn't mind I wouldn't mind doing it if I'm the only one. I'm not the only one, sorry. Then as for Yuri, I have to read manga. Jeez, you weren't the only you're the one who suggested we diversify. You should be a little more open-minded. It's kind of hurtful. Hurtful? I didn't realize. With a guilty expression, Yuri thinks to herself, I'm sorry for disrespecting your interest, Natsuki. If you're into it, then I'm sure it's a worthy form of literature. Are you just saying that? No, I've realized my error. So if you're willing to consider starting a novel, then I'll offer my gratitude by finding a manga to read as well. Really? It makes me happy that you do that for me, Yuri. You can trust me to find something that you'll like, okay? Same here. Perhaps I'll visit the bookstore after the club meeting. Just you? Ah, would you like to come along with me? If you don't mind. Not at all. I always go along, so. Yeah, me too. This is so cute. Sorry, shut up. I'll show you some manga there too, okay? Yes, I look forward to it. Natsuki and Yuri start to clean up the food. I guess the meeting's over, huh? Yeah, that looks like it. Nice to see everyone getting along, isn't it? I think everyone likes you too, Toby. You think so? Well, everyone always seems to get along a little better with you around, Sayuri. Toby, don't say something like that. Oh, it's embarrassing. Well, whatever. I was surprised when you told me you were starting the club, but I think you're pulling off just fine. We're just gonna make it better. We're gonna make the best club ever. Now that you joined, every day is gonna be so much fun. Hey, Toby, I really want to thank you. I'm really happy that you joined the club and everything. But the truth is, I already knew you were going to. There's actually something else. I wanted to thank you for getting rid of Monika. That's right. I know everything that she did. Maybe it's because I'm the president now. But I really know everything, Toby. I know how hard you tried to make everyone happy. I know about all the awful things that Monika did to make everyone really sad. But none of that really matters anymore. It's just us now. And you made me the happiest girl in the world. I can't wait to spend every day like this with you. Forever and ever. F-O-R-E-V-E-R. No. Yeah? What's happening? I won't let you hurt him. Who? It hurts. Ah, sorry. I'm wrong. I was wrong. There's no happiness here after all. Goodbye, Sayori. Goodbye, Toby. Goodbye, Literature Club. Oh, what the hell? Sayori was about to turn on us too? What the hell? She was about to turn crazy too? Oh, what's going on?
Can you hear me?
What's going on?
Hi, it's me. So you know how I've been like and stuff? Not really
Sorry, let me get my headphones.
at all. But I wrote you a song, and I was kind of hoping that I could show it to you because I worked really hard on it. So yeah.
Uh,
Every day I imagine
okay.
where I can be with you. In my hand is a pen that will write a
Okay.
poem of me and you. The ink flows down into a dark puddle. Just move your hand, write the way into his heart. This world of infinite choices, what will it take just to find that special day? What will it take just to find that special day?
Okay. This is the end of the game, I think.
Have I found
Okay.
what your fun assignment to do today?
It's deleting images. What the fuck?
Everything that we do is fun for them anyway.
Shout out to Satchley. I don't know if I got the name right.
Even read my own
Shout out to
what good or what.
Delinquent. Sorry if I got your name wrong too.
And if this world won't write an ending,
Shout out to Dan Salvato for the writing.
not at all.
Shout out to Dan Salvato for the music. Shout out to Jillian Ashcraft for the vocals.
Does my pen only write bitter words for the
Special thanks to Masha Guden and Kagefumi. Hope I got your names right.
is it though? If I take
Special thanks. David Evelyn, Corey Shin.
the ink flows down into
Special thanks.
puddle, how can I write love into reality? If I can't hear the sound of your heartbeat, what
Special thanks, Monika, Toby.
reality? And in your reality, if I don't know how to love you,
I'll leave you be.
baby.
I actually heard the song before I came to the ending. Okay. This is my final goodbye to the Literature Club. I finally understand the Literature Club is truly a place where no happiness can be found. To the very end, it continued to expose what innocent minds to a horrific reality, a reality that our world is not designed to comprehend. I can't let any of my friends undergo the same hellish epiphany for the time it lasted. I want to thank you for making all of my dreams come true, for being a friend to all of the club members, and most of all, thank you for being part of the club, my literature club, where with everlasting love, Monika. Oh man, no. Well, that wraps it up, guys. That's the end of the video, and this is the end of the game. Hope you guys like. I know I've been stuttering most of the video or most of the series. Like I said, I don't usually talk that much, but man, the story, the plot twist, everything about it, it really got me. It's like, what? Shit is crazy. I knew Monica was up to something when she knew, all of a sudden knew that Sayuri told me that she confessed. Well, shit, I'm just babbling now. But anyway, I really like the game, the story to it, and the trolling they had to it. Like I said, hope you guys like. Leave a like, subscribe for more. I know I said leave a like every time I say I hope you guys like. But anyway, I'll see you guys later. Peace.